Okay. Okay. I'm going to hide back here. Okay. Two minutes and counting. No, but they'll be fine. I think they'll be okay. Yeah. Sorry, it's really gently hit the bell. Trying to get everybody's attention, but I'm not that aggressive, so everybody around here. All right, good morning. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us as we wrap up our exploration of our monthly theme of awakening curiosity. If you're a newcomer this morning, we'd like to extend a special welcome to you. We're so glad you're here. If you'd like to know more about what's going on at the fellowship 7 days a week, please give us your email address. If you are here at the fellowship, you can fill out one of these blue welcome cards right here. Leave it on your chair, or you can give it to one of the greeters. And if you're online, go to the link in the chat and fill out our welcome card. Current members can also use the welcome card to update their information. We hope you'll stay here for coffee and conversation after the service so we can get to know each other, or stay online to chat on Zoom. Since we are here in a time of ministry and covenant, we are asking that we all hold all the applause to the end of the service. And jazz hands, which mean in American Sign Language is applauding. We can use those, but please wait till the end of the service. Thank you. So we are first going to start off with our committee spotlight. So it's the last Sunday of the month, so we're going to invite Janet up here, and she's going to tell us more about the Sunday service team.
Oh my gosh. I haven't been up here for a while, and this is amazing up here. Okay, so I am going to tell you a little bit about our Sunday service team and invite you to join with us. We want your suggestions, your ideas for services, and maybe even you might choose to join our team. We meet 2 times a month at Friday, on Mondays. I wrote Sundays, but it's Monday, here at the fellowship with the Zoom ability for those who can't make it. When there is no minister, we are responsible. When there is a minister, we're responsible for 1 or 2 lay-led services a month. And when the minister is gone on vacation or study or like Reverend Sarah for the past year, we are responsible for every Sunday service. And as you know, we have been organizing these services that were informative, meaningful, and sometimes even fun. This has been possible thanks to all of you, to our members, our teams, and our guest speakers. And of course, in cooperation with the music committee who schedule our wonderful musicians, and our choir for the depth they add to our services. Excuse me. We are really looking forward to our new minister, Reverend Karen von Fossen's guidance in the upcoming months. She'll be here in August. And we mostly have up to July figured out, right? Yeah. Yeah. So now, back to our invitation. If you're thinking about joining our team but are hesitant, let me say we meet for generally an hour or less. And during that time, we review what people have told us, their opinions of services, their suggestions, and the other feedback we might get. We report progress on our tasks and problems that might have occurred, and we plan our next services. We welcome your participation in however way you choose to do so. That's it.
Thank you, Janet. All right, it's now time for announcements before the service starts. If you want to submit an announcement to be read, please write it on a slip of paper right now. There's a basket back there with pens and pencils. And feel free to bring it up here or raise your hand if you have a written announcement ready to collect. You may also raise your hand if you need us to come to you for an announcement. If you're on Zoom, put your announcement in the chat box at this time. There are always announcements on the back of your printed order of service, and we try not to repeat those verbally. The same announcements are in the email that go out every Sunday morning, and more that don't fit on the printed sheet. The Sunday service team wants everyone to be aware that our services are recorded on Zoom, paused for sorrows and joys, and then uploaded to the Cuff YouTube channel. With the current political climate, we want everyone to be aware of this. I don't guess we have any announcements. Anyone? All right. Well, if there are no announcements, then we will center ourselves with the music of our prelude.
Jill is double duty.
Yeah, sorry. That's okay.
Okay, she's not double duty.
Yeah, sorry.
She's not.
Joyful day, and
you, everyone. That was beautiful. Welcome to the Carbondale Unitarian Fellowship, located on the unceded traditional lands of the first people of present-day Southern Illinois, the Miami, Osage, Kaskaskia, and Quapaw. The fellowship is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, sharing the good news of Unitarian Universalism with folks throughout the region. Our good news is a message of love, freedom, reason, respect, and justice as the basis for religious community. I'm Alex Waller, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'm a member of the Welcoming Congregation and former Board of Trustees. This morning, I'm your Sunday service facilitator. We are a congregation of open minds and hearts, all ages, all colors, all genders, all abilities, all kinds of wealth, all kinds of love. Now, I invite those of us who are online to select gallery view so we can wave at each other, connecting our congregation over space. CUF is lay-led with the Sunday service team planning our services using the rich spirit and many talents of our congregation's members, friends, speakers, and guest ministers. We await our new minister, Reverend Karen Van Fossen, who will join us in August. Please join us on Sunday mornings or on Wednesday evenings for our Vespers on Zoom. Now, it is my honor to introduce a very good friend of mine that I've known since 2012 when we both actually lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, and she is going to do the chalice lighting, Reverend Kim Mason. She's from the First Unitarian Church of St. Louis, where when she's not in the pulpit, you can find her roller skating at local roller rinks or on greenways, practicing improv and stand-up, or getting her hands dirty gardening. Pre-pandemic, Reverend Kim played with arch rival roller derby, and she's going to do our chalice lighting.
You're too tall if I stand on that. Good morning. Our chalice lighting this morning comes from the Reverend Gretchen Haley. Though you have been warned and given plenty of explanations, reasons to do otherwise, you have persisted. To claim a life of joy and justice, to carve out this time, this space for the renewal of your own heart. Despite all the reasons, the resistance, fighting for your attention, luring you toward fear, you persist in practicing gratitude for this day, for this life that has been given. This chance to begin again. And so let us gather that we might offer one another courage, strength, healing, hope, and this promise to persist in kindness, persevere in compassion, and prevail in a life that is for more than ourselves. Come, let us worship. Our chalice is lit. Now, with intention, Alex puts a pebble in our bowl of water, letting it ripple out beyond our knowing. All are invited to do the same here at the fellowship or at home to mark a joy, sorrow, or any feeling you have during the musical parts of the service. We now have a hymn. So please rise as you are willing and able. It's One More Step, number 168 in the gray hymnal. Alana will accompany us.
Take one more step till there is peace for us. Take one more step. One more word. We will say one more word till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word. One more prayer. We will say one more prayer till every prayer is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer. One more song. We will sing one more song till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song.
Who else is curious about today's topic? Did somebody say it was supposed to be about roller derby? Who is this guest speaker anyway? Don't worry, I'm curious too. I'm curious if y'all are going to talk back to me, if I come out here and talk to you, if you're going to answer my questions. So who here, anybody plays a sport? I see a hand right here. What do you play? Soccer. All right, what did soccer teach you? Don't think too much. Just kind of go. Absolutely, I get in my head all the time. And then it makes me not do the things I need to do sometimes. We got a hand over here? No? Oh, way over here. Hi. What do you play? You swim. I used to swim. What does swimming teach you? Persistence, hard work, and sportsmanship. Oh, okay, that's why I repeat it. But you got it. Okay. Anybody have a hobby? You got a hobby back here? What's your hobby?
I play ukulele and draw art.
She plays ukulele. I'm sorry, I just assumed that. They play ukulele and draw art. And what does it teach you?
Precision, practice, resilience, I guess.
Precision, practice, resilience. What's your hobby?
Climbing trees.
Climbing trees. Whoa! And what does it teach you?
I don't know. It's fun.
Hey, we all learn to play. Hang on, I'm going to come to you. And we got a hand over here. All right. What's your hobby?
I do bocce ball.
Bocce ball. What? I've never done that. What does it teach you?
That I can't aim.
That you can't aim? I can't aim either. I'm with ya. What do you do?
My hobby is that I make paper airplanes.
You make paper airplanes. Okay, I can guess what that teaches you, but tell me.
It teaches me a bunch of stuff like hard work and learning how to do stuff I've never done before.
Hard work and learning how to do stuff you've never done before. What do you do?
Photography. Photography.
Photography. What does it teach you?
Patience.
Patience. Y'all do some amazing things. What's your hobby?
I knit and crochet.
So do I. So this lovely Joyce knits and crochets. What does it teach you?
Oh, goodness. Perseverance, to be kind to myself when I make mistakes and I have to take it apart.
So perseverance and to be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Y'all learn a lot doing some of your hobbies. Did anybody go back to school as an adult? Oh, yeah. What did it teach you? Wait, here, I'm going to come to you. What did you go back to school for?
Psychology and social work.
You went back to school for psychology and social work. What did it teach you?
That I can still keep learning.
That you can still keep learning. I saw a hand over here, too. What did you go back to school for?
I took the foundation class 8100, the basic art class at SIU.
An art class at college. What? What did it teach you?
To see line and color and arrangement and depth and space.
How to see the world with new eyes. Wow. Y'all have learned some amazing things. All right, I'm going to take one more. Tell me what you do.
Well, I went back to school, too, and graduated with a PhD at the ripe old age of 62.
A PhD at 62, that's awesome. And what did you learn?
Anthropology.
Anthropology. And what did it teach you about the world?
Oh, it taught me a lot about evolution and how species speciate.
About evolution and how the world grows and changes around us. So, in hobbies, sports, activities, awakens our curiosity. It encourages us to learn new skills, to stretch our abilities, to expand our capacity. They push us to engage in new ways with the world, with ourselves, with other people. As you use our values, these values right here, one of them is transformation. It teaches us that our faith, our congregations, even our nation is never complete and never perfect. And when we gather in community, we engage in the practice of curiosity, which keeps us open to change and able to grow. Thanks for getting curious with me.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. In our fellowship, we share so many things: time, efforts, talents, spirit, and money. We share with this fellowship and for the needs of the fellowship, but we also share with our greater community beyond these walls. You may contribute to the fellowship or to our social action offering recipient for May, 724 Ministries. There is more information about them in your order of service. Checks should be made payable to CUF, and you can also donate online via PayPal. The link is in the chat and in your order of service. Use the check memo area or the note area in PayPal if you wish to specify a contribution to 724 Ministries. Also, remember that your spare change makes a difference. All the coins collected during the offering are sent to the UUA Annual Program Fund, which provides important resources to UU congregations, including CUF. So please join me now in our unison offering reading. Words are in your order of service and on the screen. We give to remind ourselves how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in the possibilities of this community. We give with the faith that together we are enough. Your contributions in all forms are gratefully received.
with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
I was just telling Reverend Kim earlier, we have such amazing musicians and singers here at Cuff. All right. I'm going to do a reading here. This is Prevail by Julian Himaka Soto. I think I pronounced that. Julian Himaka Soto, sorry. This is Prevail in etymology. Isn't it a weird word though, prevail? How could we win before we encounter the challenge? Before what? Not like preheat an oven or pre-measure an ingredient. It turns out that the pre doesn't mean before in the way that we're all used to. It comes from the Middle English pra, which means toward greater strength. That and a quarter will get you a gumball. Let me reassure you. No one knows everything, even though some people wisecrack like they do. You could not know before right now what this moment would call for, knowing you now move toward greater strength. Knowing this very moment, you teach yourself and your communities what and how we shall be more able, not simply to survive the day, but also to take the future back in your own hardworking hands, our communal resistance and possession. You will prevail if you commit, doing the next thing because it is next, moving towards greater strength, building the skills it takes to heal the aching world.
Hello again. So, confession time. We've got about 30 minutes left, which means we're going to run 15 minutes over. Are you in? Excellent. There is a story I tell about attending my first roller derby bout. I fell in love. The speed, the agility, the skill on wheels, the skaters with their clever nicknames and their fearless athleticism. I wondered later on social media, what would my derby name be if I were a roller girl? And then a colleague sent me a message. Are you thinking of trying out? You should do it. You'll make the best friends. Now I'm going to pause here and guess that while many of you have heard of roller derby, you don't know much about it. So I have a video. It's about 5 minutes long.
Jackson's been on roller skates since she was a kid. Erin Jackson bursting through. There she is in the live stream of the 2015 Roller Derby Championships. Erin Jackson plunges into the pack one more time, looking as unstoppable then as she is today.
It's really the only team sport I've done, so it's kind of a totally different experience for me, and it's just really amazing. Just like the community and just the social aspect of it all is really cool.
These people are so nice.
They're really nice people who hit each other.
Yeah, Crystal was like, wow, that was a great hit. You really knocked me out.
It is a full contact sport, but it wasn't always that way. Roller derby dates back to the 1930s and began as more of an endurance race. Its inventor, Leo Seltzer, was in the movie business, and he started adding things to make it more fun for the audience, like teams, scores, and eventually storylines.
This person's gonna throw a punch, and this person's gonna dodge. It's gonna be amazing. Everyone's gonna cheer. There was a totally a period of time when roller derby was done.
There were lots of attempts to get the sport back on its feet, but in the early 2000s, the one that finally worked was different.
It was kind of reclaimed by a group of folks in Texas, and they said, hey, we can actually make this into a sport where it's truly an athletic competition, where it's not a predetermined outcome, where there's no choreography.
It was grassroots, and it was all women. Some went on to start leagues that skate on a bank's track and inspired the 2009 movie Women. But others wanted to re-envision the sport for a flat track.
We wanted to be able to be played more inclusively in more places. Tennis courts, gymnasiums, basketball courts.
And all it takes is some rope and some tape to lay down a track just about anywhere. Regardless of what track you play on, the basic rules are the same. Each team has 4 blockers and a jammer. The jammers wear those stars on their helmets and line up behind the pack. In a classic scene from Whippet, Coach Razor explains it from there.
First whistle blows, the pack takes off. Then a second whistle blows, the jammers take off.
Some of us faster than others.
Once the jammer breaks through the pack, she hauls ass around the track a second time and tries to score. For every player on the opposing team the jammer passes, she gets a point.
The DIY energy of a sport that's still nothing down the center of the back, nothing above the neck.
Enforcing those rules is more than half a dozen referees, including one with the nickname Danger Muffin.
People run into each other on purpose, and there's legal ways to do that and illegal ways to do it, but it sure is physical.
Just like in hockey, get caught breaking the rules and you'll go to the penalty box.
Oh, sent to the box.
But to those with the stomach for it,
You'll fall, a lot of falling, a lot of falling.
it's pure exhilaration.
Adrenaline, pure endorphins and adrenaline, and it's like the best most welcoming environment I've ever been in.
It can even be a place to reinvent your identity.
Most people pick derby names, so it's kind of like an alter ego. Number 221, Sherlock Holmes. Some of my teammates, I don't even know their real names because we just call each other our derby names.
With those chosen names, they become family. Through the hits and falls and occasional trips to the hospital.
I've had support like no other. One of my derby sisters sang to me and serenaded me in bed while I had stitches in my leg.
Several sisters in a sport where men are the minority.
When you think about how people talk about sports, you're talking about basketball or women's basketball. If someone says roller derby, they're talking about not men's roller derby, and I think that's really special too.
And the term not men is intentional. At a time when trans and non-binary athletes are the subject of debate in some women's sports, there's no debate here.
We're welcoming you. We want you to come be part of this with us. I didn't feel that closeness in high school or any type of schooling, so when I found it with these women, it was instantaneous.
What has derby taught you about life?
That anything can come to you at any given moment as a surprise or as a hit, so always stay on your toes.
Who else knew that Olympic gold medalist Erin Jackson played roller derby? The story that I don't always admit in public is that when I started playing roller derby, I didn't know how to skate. I looked like those people at the roller rink on Friday night, taking a couple shuffling rolls and flailing your arms, trying not to stop. or stopping by crashing into the wall. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense that people questioned my decision to play roller derby. Not only did they doubt my ability, they wondered whether it was appropriate. Like the congregant who said, "Who knew you were that kind of girl?" Or the friend who worried about the wisdom of my decision, saying, "You're so small, aren't you afraid you're gonna get hurt?" You know those weren't really questions, right? Those were judgments. Nevertheless, a dream was born to become the Sunday school slammer. Here's the thing. There are no guarantees in life. You heard it in the video clip. Anything can come at you at any given moment as a hit or a surprise. Roller derby taught me to stay curious so I could respond in the moment. We take risks every day, some more dangerous than others. When's the last time somebody here drove in St. Louis? Yeah. Were you scared? You should have been. Or here in Southern Illinois, passing someone on the 2-lane highway that doesn't have a line down the center. You had to wait until you got to a straightaway and then peek around and hope nobody else was coming the other way. Yeah. We take risks.
Sorry.
Because we've either done the mental math to see that the risk was worth it, or we believe that the risk is the best option. Unitarian Universalist and social ethicist Sharon Welch, in her book, A Feminist Ethic of Risk, lays out a model of philosophy of risk. The ethic of risk, she says, is characterized by 3 elements, each of which is essential to maintain resistance in the face of overwhelming odds. It includes a redefinition of responsible action, grounding in community, and strategic risk-taking. Playing a full contact sport on roller skates may feel risky to you. I get it. It is. However, at some point, most of us in our lives have taken on a risk that seemed impossible or foolish. Maybe it was learning to play a musical instrument as an adult. Maybe it was running for political office. Maybe it was quitting a job to follow a new career path or go back to school. Maybe your friends questioned the wisdom of your decision. Maybe they questioned the time or the expense or both. This new challenge that you took on probably came with frustrations and self-doubt, yet you stuck with it. Something in you saw a possibility and went for it. Something felt deep in your heart that the risk was worth it. I'm reminded, almost 8 years ago now, of Elizabeth Warren standing on the floor of the U.S. Senate in February of 2018, attempting to read the statements of Coretta Scott King against Jeff Sessions, who is then a senator and nominee for Attorney General. She was told she couldn't read King's letter because it impugned the character of another senator. But she did so anyway. She took the risk, prompting the formal rebuke by the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, and that infamous quote, "She was warned, she was given an explanation, nevertheless, she persisted." Continuing to read King's letter on the Senate floor, Warren risked her political career, a risk she was willing to take because she felt strongly that what King had to say was relevant to the debate on who would be the nation's next Attorney General. Now, playing roller derby didn't damage my career, but it was a risk. My early years in roller derby were hard. Never mind the sore muscles and the long hours of practice, the chance of injury is real. So one of the first things that you have to learn to do is fall. This is strategic risk-taking and responsible action, all in one. I would meet new skaters that were afraid of falling. But falling is, as you heard, part of roller derby. It's inevitable. You're going to fall. There is no derby player anywhere in the world who has not fallen, even Aaron Jackson. Someone will hit you and you'll fall. You'll run into someone and you'll fall. You'll be looking at what is happening on the other side of the track, trip over your own feet, and fall. Your job is to learn how to do it safely and get back up quickly. Being strategic and responsible is a way to manage risk, which builds resiliency. Resiliency is the ability to recover and adapt. It's taking a hit and getting back up. We used to run drills to the song Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba, throwing ourselves on the ground each time the lyric ran out, I get knocked down, and then popping back up again faster and faster. It's the most exhilarating, exhausting 3.5 minutes of your life. This song came up again this past winter. Who here watched the Winter Olympics? Some of you? Yeah? So, the Swedish women's cross-country skiing relay. Does anybody remember this? You may not. Conditions in Milan were slushy. And on the second leg of the relay race, the women's cross-country relay, skier Ebba Andersson fell. She got up, she kept on skiing. Other teams passed her. Then she fell again. More teams passed her. She got up again, she kept on skiing, and what did she do? She fell. Again, a third time. This time she fell so badly, she tumbled head over heels and she lost a ski. 7 other teams passed her. She half skied, half popped, right, to pick up her other ski, and when she got it, it was broken. And so then she had to half ski, half hop to where they could send out someone from the tech team to help her. And as he was running down the slope to get to her, what did he do? He fell. But he popped back up, and he got to Anderson. She put on the new ski, and off she went. The Swedes had been slated for gold. They were the team to beat, and at this point, they were in 8th place. And so they skate as fast and as hard as possible, and they came in 2nd place. I get knocked down, but I get up again. They're never going to keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. In A Feminist Ethic of Risk, Welch talks about both risk and persistence. She uses examples from civil rights history to talk about the role risk plays in creating change. For people of color in the United States, to take a risk was the only option, because to not take that risk would be to give up, to die in spirit and sometimes in reality. The odds were overwhelming, and the system was stacked against them. But strategic risk-taking and redefining success fosters resilience. Getting curious about what is possible generates new futures. Civil rights leaders organizing in the 1950s and 60s knew they would be confronted with hatred and violence. Before engaging in actions such as integrating lunch counters, they asked what might happen. And then they practiced scenarios. They would have volunteers undergo the taunting and physical aggression they were likely to experience, so that they both knew what to expect and knew how to respond. So they were prepared and could be resilient and resist. Resilience is the interaction of risk with preparation. When you are equipped for what you will encounter, you not only survive, but recover, able to get back up and engage again, to strap on a new ski and keep going, to persist. In roller derby, as well as practicing skills and building endurance, we would engage in gameplay scenarios and full scrimmages, preparing ourselves for what to expect, being curious about our weaknesses and asking what else we needed to work on. I have a smaller build, and I spent several years as a jammer, the skater whose job it is to score points. I often, usually, played against skaters larger than me, and no matter what I did, physics is a thing, science is real, and there wasn't anything I could do. I've been accused of being fearless, but the reality is that each time I went on the track, I chose to take a risk. And I made that choice because the other choice was giving up, forfeiting the game. Scrimmage and gameplay scenarios readied me, strengthened my gameplay. It made me resilient and adaptable when going up against what seemed like impossible odds. The companion to risk in a feminist ethic of risk is persistence. Because it's not enough to take that risk just once. We persist because we are given the choice each day to take a risk or to give up. Making the choice can be scary because we could fail even if we risk. I wasn't always successful at derby, especially in the beginning. I failed my first skills test. I failed my first and second speed test. So I got curious. I asked for help. I went to extra practices. I wanted to know what my weaknesses were. And I watched what other skaters did. I kept going, and I kept trying. I kept risking. And eventually it paid off. It paid off the first time I was rostered for a game. It paid off when I won MVP in a bout. It paid off when I made the All-Star team. And it paid off each time my team achieved its goal, which wasn't always winning. Sometimes the goal is to lose by a smaller margin than anticipated. It's all about the point spread, baby. The opposite of risk, however, isn't safety. It's despair. It's the moment when you lose the vision, when you think, what's the use? Welch calls this cultured despair. It's that combination of fatigue and the lack of resiliency that leaves you numb to the injustices that cross our screens every day. It's falling and not getting back up. Cultured despair is a particular affliction of middle-class white folks, of which I am one. And it happens a lot when we fail to achieve immediate success at our goal. We see the extent and complexity of so many forms of injustice, but having failed to effect change, or worse, watching our successes being dismantled, feel we are unable to get up. unable to act, yet protected by the cushion of privilege. Welch writes, "It is easier to give up on long-term social change when one is comfortable in the present." And so the antidote to cultured despair is curiosity and persistence. We learn from our failures, asking, where did we mess up? And we try again. We celebrate our small successes and we build on them, asking, now what? And what's next? We learn that sometimes success is losing by a smaller margin than predicted. I remember that each time I failed those tests, I wanted to give up. I could have packed up my skates and gone home. Nobody was paying me. I wondered if I would ever succeed. But each time I was tested, I was a few seconds faster. I was getting closer and I was making progress. I kept on it, I kept at it, because I saw a future for myself that I wanted to make real. And I kept at it until the day I passed and officially became a roller girl. It is so easy to focus on the ways and places we fail. We live in a culture that is based on models of exceptionalism and perfectionism, where anything less than total success is a failure. But that is white supremacist nonsense. Lasting change is incremental. It looks like policy reform in one state, and one state, and one state more, and one state more, until it's all states. It looks like protecting reproductive choice in Illinois and then building new clinics to accommodate the influx of folks from other states. It takes a vision of change and a spirit of perseverance. It takes one more thing, too. It takes collaboration. It takes asking, who else can we partner with? In a feminist ethic of risk, Welch calls this solidarity and difference. In roller derby, we call it teamwork and inclusivity. The worst moment in roller derby isn't when you fall. It's when you find yourself alone on the track, one skater against the other team, because everybody else is in the penalty box. One skater all alone, no matter how good you are, isn't going to be effective. You need your teammates. Your teammates not only stop the other team's jammer, but they help their own jammer score points. We're playing offense and defense at the same time. Whatever your position on the track, you always look for your teammates because they can help you. One of the things I love about roller derby, and maybe this is my absolute favorite part, is that there's room for everybody. You can be successful whether your body is tall or short, big or small, cis female, trans female, or non-binary, quick and agile or slow and hard to move. It spans age, education, and economic status. Roller derby is entirely volunteer organized, and everyone from coaches to referees plays a critical role. One thing unites us: love of derby. Another story that came out this Olympics is from 2022. In 2022, Erin Jackson had only been ice skating for 4 years. She slipped and fell in the 500-meter qualifier at the U.S. speed skating trials. And so she wasn't slated to skate the race at the Olympics. Her teammate, Brittany Bowe, gave up her spot so that Jackson could skate in the Beijing Olympics. In that race, at the Beijing Olympics, Jackson went on to win the gold medal, being the first Black woman ever in the history of the Winter Olympics to win a gold medal. That is what solidarity looks like. Comfort makes risk optional for many, but solidarity understands that our liberation is bound up together, that none of us are free until all of us are free.
Hold on.
Solidarity asks, what is truly possible if we work together? Thus, an ethic of risk is by nature an ethic of liberation. When I think about what it means to work for change, the thing I remember is teamwork. We're all in this together. All of us need all of us to survive. All of us need all of us to push beyond comfort. All of us need all of us to take the risks that we are able to take. A successful team has people from diverse backgrounds, identities, and experiences, each bringing different skills, all committed to working together. Because here's the other thing about risk. We are more likely to succeed when there is someone who's got our back. That's your team. That's every skater who told me I'd get it next time and offered to meet me on the weekend to work on a new skill. It's then Senators Kamala Harris and Sheldon Whitehouse, after Warren was expelled, attempting to get Coretta Scott King's letter into the Senate record so that Warren could return to the Senate floor. It's every time one of you shows up, speaks out, and acts together. The aims of the ethic of risk may appear modest, writes Welch, yet it offers the potential of sustained resistance against overwhelming odds. The aim is simple. Given that we cannot guarantee an end to racism nor the prevention of war, we can prevent our own capitulation to structural evil. We can participate in a long heritage of resilience and resistance, standing with those who have worked for change in the past. We can also take risks, trying to create the conditions that will evoke and sustain further resistance. We are living at a time when the stakes are very high. But our faith as Unitarian Universalists ground us. It points us in the right direction. Now is the time to ask questions, to take risks and resist. With love at the center, this is your team. Working together, we practice, we fail, and we try again. There is a Japanese proverb that says, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Administrations like this one knock us down. Hate and fear and inequality and illness and the daily injustices of life knock us down. Yet each time we get back up. We get knocked down, but we get up again. We persist. We resist messages of division and dehumanization. We show up for our neighbors and we take care of one another. We persist. Again and again, we work against attacks on democracy, dismantling of public schools, and gutting the social services network. We put love at the center. We advocate in Springfield. We submit testimony. We write letters to the editor. We hold vigils outside detention centers. We love relentlessly. We get knocked down, but we get up again. When abortion is banned, we persist. When states are gerrymandered, we persist. When racist and misogynistic election laws are passed, we persist. When our neighbors are deported, we persist. When citizens are shot, we persist. When LGBTQIA folks are attacked, we persist. As UUs, we persist in the belief that everyone is worthy of love and dignity. And so we take one more step. We say one more word. We say one more prayer. We sing one more song until there is peace for us and everyone. They'll warn us. They'll say, "We didn't know you were that kind of congregation." But let the record show, nevertheless, we persisted. Amen.
Thank you for that, Kim. That was pretty amazing. Fun fact, Reverend Kim gave me my first bloody nose on the track. I was blocking for her. She busted through the pack and elbowed me right in the face. So, please enjoy our postlude here. I would like to thank everyone who made this service possible, which includes everyone here and on Zoom. So we'll do our applause after all the thanks here. So thanks to Reverend Kim Mason for being with us here today. Thanks to Janet for telling us more about the SST. Thanks to Elena and the Cuff Choir for their always beautiful music. Thanks to Bill and Jill for our AV hosts. And thanks to Kathy and Bill Sasso for greeting. And I'm supposed to thank myself for facilitating as well. So there it is. All right, so we would like to take a quick moment before the benediction to ask people to please put the hymnals back on the chair when you leave. And any cups, and just pick up after yourself a little bit before you head out. So thank you. All right, so everyone, please rise as you're willing and able, and hold hands for your palms out for the benediction. This is The Questions That Follow Us Home by Reverend Michelle Collins. Curiosity brought you here and now follows you out. As you step into the rest of your day, notice what makes you lean in, what makes you look twice. May small questions open spacious paths. May you come back and share what you have found. Blessed be. Go in peace with love for justice.
Uncomfortable.
I think it's great.
I can see their little faces going.
It's good for them. Yeah.